Welcome to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It is the peak of global sports, where the brightest light shines on the limit of athletic achievement. On one side of the pitch stands a titan of the game, the Spanish national team. They are former world champions, boasting a squad with a combined market value stretching into the billions of dollars. Facing them is Cape Verde, a tiny island nation with a population of roughly 500,000, stepping onto the World Cup grass for the very first time. This chart visualizes the financial gap between the two sides. We see Spain's massive squad value heavily outweighing Cape Verde's minimal market worth. Based on the math alone, experts projected this match to be a live practice drill for the Spanish forwards. Cape Verde surviving this match defies every financial projection of modern football. When the referee blew the starting whistle, the match followed the spreadsheets. Spain immediately laid siege to the Cape Verdean goal. Over 90 exhausting minutes, the Spanish offense launched 27 targeted, lethal attacks on the net. But standing in their way was a 40-year-old goalkeeper named Vozinha. Operating on pure instinct, the Cape Verdean captain threw his body at every single strike. Against all mathematical odds, the final whistle confirmed a 0-0 draw. Cape Verde had secured their first ever World Cup point. As the stadium erupted and the world celebrated the result, Vozinha was handed the Player of the Match award. Instead of celebrating, he broke down and cried. The man who delivered the tournament's greatest defensive stand was weeping on live television. Why would the architect of this victory react with such profound sorrow? The glitz of the World Cup hides the reality of how most professionals live. Behind the scenes, the sport is an unending, unglamorous grind. At 40 years old, an age when elite players usually retire, Vozinha is still competing. He plays in South Africa's obscure second division league. This graphic represents the salary of a single Spanish player. By contrast, Vozinha's total market value sits at roughly $43,000. To put that into perspective, the salary of one man he stopped that night could pay for 100 Vozinhas. His career hasn't been bankrolled by massive club wealth. It is the result of 4 decades of unrewarded personal sacrifice. That sacrifice was a family effort. Vozinha was raised by his grandparents, who poured their limited resources into his potential, but passed away before they could see him reach this moment. That left his mother. She became his sole anchor, giving up everything she had over 40 years to help her son realize this dream. In January 2026, the United States government enacted a strict immigration visa regulation targeting Cape Verdean citizens. Families had to navigate complex legal hurdles and deposit a $5,000 refundable security bond just to secure a visitor visa. For a player in the second division, that cost was an insurmountable wall. The woman who made his career possible was legally blocked from entering the stadium. She watched her son make history on a screen, thousands of miles away. The visa rules accomplished what the Spanish strikers could not. By keeping his mother away, the system turned the greatest night of his career into a moment of profound isolation. We are now watching the physical release of a man who carried a 40-year dream entirely alone. The tears were the result of a son reaching the summit, only to realize the person who helped him climb it was trapped behind a financial barrier. When the microphones were finally pushed toward him, Vozinha dedicated his performance to his mother and the family that couldn't be there. We usually analyze football through bank balances and club contracts, but the events of this match prove that strength on the pitch operates on a different currency: finality. The world saw a goalkeeper defying a billion-dollar team, but the real story is a 40-year-old man playing for a mother who couldn't afford the bond to see him, proving that some motivations simply don't have a market price.